Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now today we're going to work with Rocky the Dancing Yeti from Spellbinders. And Spellbinders got this nice little template here that you can print out that shows you how to assemble all the pieces. So I've got some pieces of cardstock here that I'm going to use, some scrap and some other, and we're just going to do some die cutting. And I'm going to actually speed this up quite a bit because there's quite a bit of die cutting that's going to go on. And so we'll just speed it up and get our die cutting done, and then we'll come back down to normal speed and we will assemble our card. So I'm actually going to do two Yetis. And I found this light blue and this light pink paper when I was recently doing a massive cleanup in my craft room. The light blue and the light pink that's laying there actually is Cricut. They were Cricut card bases. I got that matte and I never did like using that for making cards. So I had these bases that actually have sticky on the back of them. And I almost threw them out and I thought, no, I'm going to use them. And so today I thought I would use them with my Yetis, and we'll just have some adhesive on the back that we can use in some areas. So I decided I'd make two. I'd make a blue Yeti and a pink Yeti, and we'd have just a couple of friends. And this is a dancing Yeti, but my Yetis aren't going to dance today. I'll probably do that on another video. I've done other dancing elements from Spellbinders. I try to link them up if I remember, and you can check that out. But these are super cute. Lots of detail, lots of etched detail on here, and just super cute. Their little belly buttons have little X's, X marks, and you'll be able to see that. And it's just a really fun die set. If you like Yetis, I think you'll enjoy this. And I've just, like I said, brought in all of my scraps, and I'm just using it up as much as I can because I am just trying to keep the clutter down after that massive overhaul. Now on this you've got, and I'm die cutting out everything. You've got reindeer ears, you've got bow, you've got a Santa hat, you've got a stocking hat that you can use, you've got a cup of, coffee that you can put whipped cream on. You've got a little flower. I won't use all of the elements, but I'll use a lot of them. You've got, scarves for the Yetis, and just super, super cute. So I was just referencing the guide there again to show you. And this is the little Yeti's face, and he's got embossed detail on his face. And I've got two of them here, and I've kind of got them laid in piles how I'm going to assemble them. And we'll just kind of do, I think I kind of do the face on the blue and then the face on the pink one, and just kind of go back and forth like that and just kind of assemble them both at the same time. So I'm just going to bring in my glue press and we'll get to gluing them down. This one was one of them that actually had the adhesive back on there. So I'm going to pull it off and we'll be able to stick it down. And because it had that adhesive in there, the eyes wanted to stay in, so I just pop them out. We'll get them laid down on here. And there's little etched eyebrows and a little etched mouth on this as well. And we're going to do the same with the girl and get hers laid down on there. This is a new release. In fact, I believe this is going to air the day that it releases. The 10th is when this is releasing from Spellbinders, along with a lot of other new products as well. Nicole Spohr has got some felt ornaments. You may have seen her videos. She's put them out early. I've got some of those, and I'll be bringing those to my channel as well. But just lots of fun Spellbinder stuff coming out. So I'm just positioning these eyes in here. They've got a little notched area and a little circle there. And I'm just going to lay kind of the whites of the eyes down, and I'll lay some enamel dots down later for their eyes. You definitely need your little tweezers and your little wax tools for these, because you've got a lot of little bits and pieces. I'm using a pen to pop out the center of that eye. And we'll get it laid down on there. I think there are 17 dies in this set, if I'm not mistaken. The reason why I know is I think I dropped one on the floor, and I was like, oh no, do I have them all? And I counted them, and I was missing one, and I actually found it, so that way I didn't lose it. I've got some like a throw rug on the floor. It's a big one. And it's just multicolored, and it's just makes it incredibly difficult to find the dies when you drop them. You know, they could be laying there in plain sight, but it just, especially this Spellbinders, because they're that copper, and there's like a coppery color in my carpet. And so it kind of makes it hard to find. So I just have to crawl around there on the floor and rub my hands until I find it. I usually have pretty good success in finding them, but and I try to immediately, as soon as I know it dropped, I just immediately get down there, start crawling around, and seeing if I can find it, because I don't want to lose any of my dice, especially in a set like this that's so cute. You know, well, you don't really ever want to lose any, but some of them you kind of have a liking toward more than other die sets. So this is where we're getting the belly laid down on there. And that little circle that's in the belly reveals that little X belly button mark down there. So it's really cute detail. Now I'm laying the little horns on there and getting them laid down. And it looks cute. And we'll get the girls' pink horns laid down. And I'm missing one. I'm kind of looking around for it. It's on my glass mat there. I just have to find it. I think it's upside down, and I'll realize it. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we'll get it, get her horns laid on there. And we'll just keep assembling until we get our Yetis all together. Now, the Hubs is going this weekend, so it is Craftopolis for me. I'm just going at it, getting some things made, doing some voiceovers, loading some videos, doing some posting and all the things while he's gone. I like to get my voiceovers done while he's gone, because the house is quiet and I can easily get my voiceovers done. He's got a track meet. I think they must be doing cross country at this time of year right now, but anyway, so he's out of town doing that. And so I'm just having a good old time hanging out in my craft room, playing with my toys, getting my videos going, and all the fun stuff. So these are their little hands, and they've got the little furry, jagged arms, and then the little hands, and the little furry, jagged legs, and their little feet. Super, super cute. Now you can see this circle if you haven't done a dancing. We've got the legs down there for both the blue and the pink. And if you haven't done a dancing, that circle is the mechanism that enables them to dance. And what you do is I usually just put it over a circle foam piece, and so that it can swing, and I make sure I don't get any glue around that, so that it can swing just like that. That's how I usually do it. But today we're not doing that on the card. But I just wanted to talk about that, because that's what this die set will do. And the reason why I'm not doing any today is because I'm doing two, and they're going to be side by side, and they would just be bumping into each other and kind of getting maybe tangled up on each other when they're trying to both dance at the same time. So I'm just going to make them stationary, but you certainly have that ability to, make it a dancing Yeti, which is super fun. So I'm just getting this Santa hat assembled, and I'm doing it in the blue just to coordinate with my little blue Yeti. And I'm going to put the Santa hat on him. I'm going to put the stocking hat on her, but rather than using like a little tassel on the top of her hat, I'll actually put the bow on there and just make it a little very feminine looking hat. So we'll just put his little hat up there. We're going to kind of angle it, is what I'm thinking. And now we're going to get her little hat assembled. Actually, we're going to do her arms and her hands first. Much like we did our other one, same thing. Obviously I'm just using the same die for both of them. And just, the color change is how you can make it different. Could be cute and brown or gray, or you could even make a little green one, like a bright green one, kind of look like a little monster or something. That'd be fun too. So you can just use a lot, do a lot of different things with this set. I don't think I mentioned, but there's also like their little, like a fang, not necessarily a tooth, more of a fang because it's got a real pointed edge on it. We've got that too. So here's the hat, and I did use some of that Cricut paper for that, I think. And I'm going to use the white to die cut the kind of the edge of the hat, like the fluff of the hat, because I didn't do that when I did my earlier die cutting, so that's what I'm doing right now, is just die cutting that out so I can layer it up. And here we'll lay the trim on the hat, I guess is what I want to say. And then this is the little bow. There's actually 3 pieces to this bow. There's like a the bow part, the ribbon part, and then there's this thin other part. I think maybe it would be like a headband if you just chose to lay the ribbon by itself on there. And here it is right here. Here's like what I'm calling the headband part. And you've also got earmuffs. You've got an earmuff set that goes with this too, but I'm not going to use that piece there because I'm going to put it on my hat and just kind of make a bow on the top of my hat. Just thought that'd be kind of different and do that. And then I've got my little coffee mug there and my little flower. I thought he could hold the flower like he was giving his friend the flower, and so I was going to put the flower in his hand and then the pink coffee mug in her hand, and I thought that'd be kind of cute. Just looking for all my little bits and pieces. This is where I think I'm going to lay her little tooth on. And I think there's the etch in the mouth there, that if you did it before you glued it, you could actually tuck that fang into that area. I'm just going to snip it because I didn't think about that ahead of time. So I'm just going to snip it so that it will lay nicely on her lip line. And I'll do the same with him because I glued him down before I inserted that. But I'd encourage you, if you're going to use the fang, that you might insert it in the mouth before you glue it down on there, because there was no lifting that after I glued it. And I don't immediately put his on, but I will add his later. We'll get her hat on there. And you could definitely put a Christmas sentiment on this and use it for a Christmas card or a winter card or something like that. I'm just going to make it like a friend's card is what I'm planning to do here. And so I'm just going to put the flower in his hand like he's holding it. And then I'll bring that coffee mug and the whipped cream that I did in the lighter pink, and I'll attach those two together, and then I'll put it in her hand. Just getting all those other little bits out of the way because I'm thinking that I'm done with it. I will, like I said, grab his fang and put it back in there. And I have not laid down their scarves yet either. So we'll get this little coffee cup. And then I'm just going to put it in her hand like she's holding her little coffee mug. So if you do get the set, I would encourage you to go on to the Spellbinders site and print off the assembly thing. It just helps you to understand how it all goes together. I was just clicking on it, looking at it, and I happened to see that. And I thought, oh, that's fun. I'm going to print it off so I can show it and just keep it with a set so that I'll have it handy. That way, if I ever give away the set or something, then the person will have the assembly of it as well. And I'm not going to lie, it was nice to have it just to make sure I understood how to assemble it. Because sometimes, you know, these can be a little bit tricky if you don't immediately recognize, okay, what is that die cut shape there? If you have it in the wrong direction, you can't really identify what it is, then you can, it does help with that for sure. So I will link all the materials in the description box below so you can check them out. And if you shop with my links, it will help my channel. I certainly appreciate it. It just helps me to, I get a little bit of commission at no extra cost to you, but it just helps me to get some of the extra supplies that, you know, I need to get that are an expense to keep creating new content for my channel. So I appreciate anybody that would consider shopping from the links. If you're going to shop anyway, you might as well use a link from, you know, one of your favorite crafters, because it does help them out. And it especially helps me out if you click on mine. And I do try to carefully link everything. And that's a bit of work too, to do that. But I try to do that so that if you see something that inspires you, you can click on it and check it out. But those are all usually listed in the description box below. I also link up some of my craft room materials in case you're wondering what kinds of things, other things are used. I try to link those up as well. So this is our little scarf, and we're going to get it laid down. And then I think I decided to die cut out a white one for her. Initially, I wasn't going to do one, but I felt like after I got this going that I did want to do a scarf there. There I'm kind of motioning that she doesn't have a scarf and I need to get her one. So I'm just going to bring in that white scrap there that I had. I'm going to just die cut it out. And the scarf and the detail of it are all on the same die. So you can just run both of those through one pass and you've got it together. And my voice is still a little bit scratchy because I am kind of starting to get a cold. So I apologize for that. And then I'll just bring in that, and it's kind of sticking to my mat there, so I'm using the die to pry it up off of there. And basically the same thing, we're going to get her little scarf assembled and laid down on there. And I think they're super cute. The background is going to be fairly plain. I'm going to let the Yetis kind of steal the show, I guess, and we'll just kind of have a plainer background. Now here's where I'm going to grab their noses and get them laid down on there. I hadn't laid those on there yet. And I'm trying to position hers around that tooth, and then, or that fang or whatever you want to call it, and then his I'm going to get laid down on there and make sure I leave enough room so that I can put that fang in there, because then I'll add it as well. And I didn't get enough glue on there and it's moving around on me, so we'll give it a second try and then just get it pressed down on there. And I didn't like the bow with the pink on there, so I went ahead and die cut out some white, and I'm covering it up and making it white. I just wanted it to kind of stand out a little bit more. So it'll have 2 layers on it because I started out with the pink. Just trying to get that bow lined up nice and neat and then pinch it together with my tweezers. So I've got them all assembled and everything, and I actually think I lost some footage of where I've assembled the card, so I'll talk a little bit about it. I'm going to use some vellum. I used the Autumn embossing folder from Spellbinders and some vellum, and just laid them down on there. I also used a fancy stitch scallop die from Cat Scrappiness, and right now I'm just taking the enamel dots and filling the eyes in. In addition to the enamel dots I put on the eyes, I did bring in some crystal gems from Spellbinders and added it for some additional embellishment, and I think it is super cute. And so this will finish off my card. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.